Hello, it's time for yet another yapping. How to be a Swede. Now, don't worry, I won't try to convince you into being one, because we all know how Swedes are, don't we? Well, that is actually questionable, because what is a Swede? Well, he lives in Sweden, of course, that's one thing. He's orderly, he has equal rights for everyone, and he's nice to everyone, and yeah, well, you have a lot of prejudice when it comes to other people. Americans are fat, and Mexicans do have big hats, and so on. But it is really so. If you ask a Swede what it is that makes him a Swede, he will most likely hesitate and start with, well, I live in Sweden. That doesn't make you a Swede. Anyone who gets here can be a Swede that easy then? No, it's not. So what is it that we have that is a Swede? Back in the 50s and 60s we had all those old kings, King Charles the 12th or whatever they were called, I don't remember them anymore, but we had all these things. But since 1800s somewhere we have had a French king who was a duke, and then we have a German queen who was some sort of, I don't know, tourist guide. So it's not like we can rely on the royalty anymore, and they haven't done anything. So that's the old thing, and that was something that the parties back in the 60s would like to take away from us. They saw that it was easier to just start a new life, new things. Everything should be new and shiny. They tore down all the things that we had seen so long, and they started to adjust. Schools, suddenly they had a better education. We had free education in the unis. All those good stuff that was there. But what we missed out on, of course, was the characteristics of the citizen. He didn't know where to go in this. That is, if someone asked him, are you Swedish? He would just say yes. But are you a Swede? Well, he would probably hesitate. Now and then people are trying to get back to the old days, trying to rally around the old kings, Gustavo or whatever they were called. But they don't really get there. They don't really make it right. So what is it to be a Swede? The racists of Sweden are, of course, saying that being a Viking, or even worse, they will probably get back to somewhere before the Roman Empire fell. But that's not really being a Swede. That's just living up north, because the Norwegians and the Danes, and probably some others, would say that it is not. So, what is it to be a Swede? And I can tell you, I'm not a Swede. I can be a European, I can be human, I can be part of this planet. But being a Swede, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. And most people don't. We Swedes don't know how it is to be a Swede. Because we are trying to do being other things. We are trying to be non-Swedes or whatever. But being Swede means that there has to be we and them. And that's the point. If we are Swedes, then they are not. and that's where the racism starts. But there is no Swedes. No one is actually Swedish, because no one actually knows what being a Swede really is. And there are some clever people who have already figured this one out. Alas, not our politicians, but you can't get everything. I guess you have the same thing in your countries, so this is nothing new. Thank you for listening. Bye.